Oh, Kissay! It's time. LCO delivered by Menulog time, by the way. It's time for that third game of the day. 9-0 up against 0-9. Who wins in percentages? Rusty, wrap it up.
Who wins in percentages?
Yes.
Quick math.
I mean, I imagine knowing the answer to this. Neither team really has a stat because they haven't got a sample size in the other column.
Oh,
They're
very
both
true.
on an infinite streak.
Yeah.
It's the battle of the streakers.
That's rude.
The other kind.
That's crazy, you know. That's absolutely
True.
crazy. Now look,
True.
let's start
The clothes
talking
kind.
Ooh.
Chiefs. Let's start talking the favourites in the matchup. Undefeated so far and looking to make it 10-0 today up against Gravitas. Now, Tapoon, he's pretty funny. He's also pretty good at the game. Arthur in the jungle, man gets crazy, and this is that mid-jungle duo that we put at the top of our power
is.
rankings earlier. So lots of eyes on them today, Rusty.
Certainly is, and of course they've been finding some exceptional team fights lately as well. Arthur obviously knows how to play around the map. The former OPL, former LCK player definitely has been playing with some big names in League of Legends, and Tally absolutely on this Lissandra has just found impossible angles. I think it was Alidoric that tweeted after their last win yesterday, imagine giving us Lissandra and Rakan. I feel like we can all agree universally here that they probably shouldn't get both of those champions for free, if not being matched or countered in some kind of way, because they've just proven no team can keep up with that combo.
And they did say, you know, they were playing for those Heralds as well, so that was, you know, very, very good for them yesterday. I wonder if we'll see the same thing or if they're going to try a different game plan up against Gravitas. Now, interesting. We got Piglet still there in support. I feel like, you know, what we saw from Thomas Shen and Piglet yesterday actually wasn't too bad for Gravitas. So, signs of improvement, Skimmy.
I would say so. I think they had the strongest early game to date so far. I think Lenia looked very comfortable on the Wukong, was a big driving factor of allowing him to look as good as he did in the first 15 minutes. Certainly, there was a time where at the end they had too much initiation and too little ability just to pull the trigger and go and try and find those moments to shine. But in the early portions, it looked great. I mean, they were landing the hooks, they were getting aggressive in the bot lane, they were trying to contest out those 2v2s. But it is always going to be such an uphill battle, right, going up against the Chiefs. So I guess the conversation always goes back to what can you do? What kind of small wins can you achieve?
Yeah.
Can you go toe-to-toe for X amount of time, or can you nab some cheeky solo kills?
What kind of fun can we have today? What kind of creativity can we bring in? What can Toppy play at top to give him a shotty up against Tapoon? Because it's Toppy versus Tapoon again.
Well, he
always a
solo
fun
killed him
one.
last time, right?
He
He did
did.
actually take down Tapoon. So that's why I say, that's why I find these are like the small wins that you can take, celebrate, and bring into your closer games, right?
And we just need to find an angle. I feel like that's either coming through Toppy, that's coming through De Jong. The boys, you know, that mid and top duo, whenever they do get a chance to play together, I've enjoyed it. It just seems like a lot of the time Toppy is off doing his own thing, trying to scale, trying to play for the split. I feel like we've seen a little bit from him. And then, of course, down in the bot lane, look, Thomas Shen and Piglet up against Raze and Alidoric. I feel like Thomas Shen and Piglet they're very individually skilled players, but when you're going up against the chemistry that Alidoric and Raze have just managed to work on this split so far, it's hard to try and make any arguments for Gravitas.
I mean, with respect to Piglet as well, he's not going to be able to hold a candle to Alidoric in regards to support matchups in a 1v1. Piglet, I mean, most ADCs that switch to support can play Nautilus.
Yeah.
I think most people that play League of Legends can play Nautilus. You just press Q in any direction and it'll hit a champion, and you'll be fine. But realistically, the only thing I think they can get away with is like Senna comps. If they want to do anything against the Chiefs, because they are just outclassed so heavily by individual player skill in bot lane.
Oh, speaking of individual player skill, I got someone that's pretty skilled himself. Arthur, are you on the line?
Hi.
You are?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you said. Now, how you doing today? So going up against Gravitas, are we expecting to see, you know, anything different? You know, maybe changing up that champ pool, showing some creativity from you guys, or are you guys just, you know, playing to win, going for the speed run as we sort of expect from Chiefs at this point?
I expected I might get pentakill today because
Oh, Because why?
Oh,
Arthur?
no.
We need
Because
a reason.
why?
No, please.
Arthur?
No, please.
Because why?
Oh, for no.
Arthur?
They said, no, unplug the net. You're not the carry
He
anymore.
said pentakill. It's not allowed
It's
in
a
this
banned
league.
word. We
It's
can't
not allowed
get
in this
pentakills.
league.
That's
a
true.
jungler can't shine.
That's true. I feel like the admin might have just cut him off as soon as he said, I want a
That's not the
pentakill today.
script.
That's too much.
Cut the tape. Cut the tape. He's
Anyway.
read the script.
What a glorious, error that has happened. Unfortunate. Anyway,
Arthur, are you on the line? No.
That's true. I did ask.
True.
He was for a moment.
Oh, dear.
Oh, okay. We got him back. Arthur, I need to know. Why did you want a pentakill today?
Because when we versed last time, I just got Bodrocker and get stolen by Telly, and I can get Pentagear this time.
Okay, so take two. Now, what are you expecting from Gravitas themselves? Do you think they're going to try to play some crazy comps to maybe throw you guys off? Like, what are you expecting them to throw at you?
I expected they're gonna play like scaling, because as you win early game, you need to be winning lines and stuff like very skillful, but like scaling is just like you don't need to do anything. So I expected they're gonna play like scaling.
Right, very good. Now, good luck at trying to get that pentakill. I hope it works out. Quickly, before I let you go, I know you put mayonnaise on your HSPs, but it's National Ice Cream Month. I want to know what your favorite ice cream is.
I personally like mayonnaise on HSP because I tried Galligan cheese, Galligan like barbecue sauce and stuff, but it wasn't good to me. And when I tried mayonnaise, it was so good to me. So I guess I'll get banned from HSP or something.
Very true, very true. Now, what ice cream flavor do you like?
I like the Ben and Jerry's, like the chocolate one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Netflix and chilled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one too. That's the peanut butter, I'll tell you. Anyway, look, I'll let you go. Good luck in the game today.
All right. Thanks.
He's a man of
He
culture.
said mayonnaise to the ice cream
No.
flavor. I was like, where's he going?
His English has improved so much, but you throw him a lot with that transition.
The double question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The
Look,
thought process.
Death advert
together.
time. Guys, get your Twitch points in. Tell us how you think this one's going to go. I personally expect it to look... I'm going to go 98 to 2%. I was going to go 99 to 1. But I feel like, I know that there are Toppy fans out there who may have lost a lot of points already, but they're watching to reaccumulate them, to re-put them on Toppy because they believe in the man.
I'm going to go 3%.
97 to 3?
Yeah, I think we go 97-3. I reckon there's enough, not only Gravitas faithful, but Chiefs anti-betters that just see the odds and they're like, I mean, it'd be rude not to.
Okay.
Sure,
And
sure.
we'll bring up our predictions. I feel like... Yep, okay. I was going to say someone would have to be insane for it to be the other way. Rusty, congratulations on slowly catching up.
We're both slowly catching up, Mac.
I know, we actually are. That's
Back
really,
within 3.
yeah, not bad. I really wish I was on 31. I was so close to going for that pick too. It was literally a coin flip. By the way, for this one, Gravitas, there's an angle. There's a 2% or a 3% angle, Skimmy.
Yeah, mate.
What is it? Where's it coming from?
All right, so this is what's going to happen, Mac. They're
Yep.
going to lock in center. It's going to get 200 stacks somehow before 15 minutes.
200 stacks.
Okay. Somehow before 15 minutes. Thomas Shen is going to try and overpower the Toppy fans with the copy pasta in Twitch chat. That pasta is going to go into the game, feed him with the carbs, give him the energy he needs to 1v9 in center, and they're going to win the game,
So civil war.
basically.
by outdoing Toppy.
Yeah.
Thomas Shen will
who
beat
can
to the
copy
Chiefs.
pasta more in Twitch chat? They channel all their energy, funnels into the Nexus. Twitch are like,
Maybe-
too many haters, boom.
Even though the Gravitas fans are so vocal, now that they're having to send energy to two different individuals, is that actually working for
It's
them
possible.
or against them?
It's possible.
That's true. There is a lot of Thomas Shen faithful.
He was the OG, no?
Well,
Yeah.
let's see if the faith is going to prevail for all the fans at home. It's time for Champ Select for Game 3 of the day. Chiefs and Gravitas coming at you now.
Yes, it certainly is there, Max. So let's see what happens between two teams in, well, one in very hot form, one still hunting for that first win, and it might be a very uphill battle. Thankfully for us, though, the wish has been delivered. Alidoric will be said, well, you can't tweet today about Lissandra not being banned.
Yeah, the Rakan's still up, however.
True.
So the Chiefs can absolutely look towards that one. And I mean, the faithful have been rewarded in other regions. If you're a North American fan, the CLG faithful finally getting what's deserved of them, getting some wins, but not so much to be seen yet for Gravitas. No glories in this split.
My dream's already over. The narrative's out the window. Senna's been banned, so
Senna has been banned. No
I've got to
200
try and
stacks this time.
conjure up some other way that Gravitas can win this.
The fact that you're saying conjure means a lot to me as a word choice. Zeri going to be the first pick here once again, but Yuumi is left up and available. Alidoric not going to get Rakan. He is going to be stuck on Book Cat duty.
That, for me, is just the most Giga Chad move as a support player, right? First pick me Yuumi. That's what I want, Chief. That's what we're playing.
I don't know if a support has ever said that.
Surely.
I'm pretty sure the team says we're picking you Yuumi and the support says I guess.
I reckon Alidoric would say that with a smile on his face.
Have you met Alidoric?
I'll message him after
He
this.
can't engage on Yuumi the way that he can on Rakan.
Not true.
He's going to get anxious. This is a Yuumi that might try an all-in fight by himself.
If not, then he'll just be coupled with Arthur, and they will go pentakill hunting, no doubt.
Lead the way, Steed. Gravitas to respond here. I mean, with the Zeri again, Lulu without Yuumi is the obvious choice. It's also a good reason that the Yuumi was taken away. Zeri Yuumi as a combo is almost unkillable outright. You try and gank them, a cleanse Zeri just dashes over walls. Can't be touched. Possible to deal with, so they're going to go for the Yuumi for themselves. Though Yuumi with Viego is still extremely powerful. Lulu works super well with champions that get value from movement speed, right? So you've seen Lulu with Kindred, etc. That's like your standard solo Q tech. Volley Bear works nicely with it as well. Give the W there and allow the Volley Bear to go forwards with the engage. Note this is the patch where Predator has been nerfed, so not as fast as the Volley Bear if he finds a target, but still quite strong.
So he is still quite strong. Also, we can't forget what the rest of the kit entails. But the Twitch is going to come on through. Makes sense, right? Twitch Yuumi, bread and butter, one of the strongest combos in the game currently, and it is a very solid response into the Zeri, what we were literally just discussing in that previous draft. So what do Chiefs decide to now turn their attention towards? Well, mid lane is still a major focus for both of these teams. What do we know that Dajong likes? He likes Ahri, he likes Zoe, he likes the Sylas as well. So I'd expect to see a fair bit of focus here from Chiefs.
Yeah, I do wonder where he'll go. With the composition right now, I feel like there's no set identity. You know, that there's still some flexibility that is there. The Ahri, the Azir going to be taken off the board from each respective mid laner. Knowing that the Twitch is there, you do really want to get rid of the mid-game control mages, or mid-range rather, control mages as tools that could help the Chiefs. Azir's a good one because it is, like we've mentioned a couple times now, that forced priority while still being a scaling player champion. And getting rid of the Sylas here as well makes a fair degree of sense. It allows top lane to play anything top lane, to not be afraid of a Gnar or being stolen. Sylas is often just Gnar 2.0. Has really free engage angles. It's really hard to predict. Zoe's still left up. You know, there's always a world where he just goes towards the Zoe. Can play for a bit of poke, set up the team to go for that all-in engage.
The Swain's been banned away. This was actually one of the first games we saw the Swain, right, by Tally in this exact matchup. I believe that's when the Imperial Mandate first was showcased.
I feel like right now, however, because Sejuani is up, Sejuani works super nicely with the Viego if they wanted to pick their top lane here. And then you just have the counter for mid. Veigar still up, still an option, right? Fills a similar role. This does as well. And it does seem to be the standard. This is actually a fairly reminiscent comp of a lot of previous weeks of LCO. I believe this is actually almost the comp that Order won with last week.
Yeah, you just have far too much range. So you can try and engage from the side of Gravitas, but if you're too crippled by the time you've actually gone in, then it's an absolute field day for the Chiefs to play around with. So they are going to save that fifth and final pick there for Tapoon to make sure that he can be as strong as possible. What do Gravitas return with? Now, that's a Yone. We've yet to see this either from Dajong or Toppy. It can be flexed to both. I suppose the grand reveal is what we're waiting for now.
We've also seen Yone picked into Corki, so I would like to assume that it is going mid. That is a matchup that is familiar, however, can absolutely be going top lane.
The dream's over.
But yes, it is most likely going to be going mid. You can see now that with confirmation of a Gnar being locked in, it is Nah for Toppy is strong. It is one of his best champions, but Topoon constantly sees Nah and responds with cannon every single time, and I haven't seen him lose this lane.
This is exactly what he played last time. He did get solo killed, but it wasn't all about the laning phase, right? It was much more that I'm going to come to a team fight and I'm going to just completely cancel out any kind of hard engage you can really look to try and lay down with that slicing Maelstrom.
Just an oppressive ranged champion. We see Airy often picked by Topoon as well in terms of rune choices. You could be greedy with your first strikes. We've also seen electrocutes, etc, etc, etc.
Sure.
So many choices there for him. We've also honestly seen AP and AD starts, Culls and Doran's Blades. Like, he's just so flexible with the pick. What matters is he's so proficient with it that Nah cannot keep up with him at all. Gravitas with their finalized composition, they do still have the Volibear as their primary engage, but if it's a Bruiser Yone, that actually complements it really nicely and gives them engage angles. What they do have is a lot of close-range champions. High damage, but close-range champions. The Chiefs have a lot of things to deal with that. Corki outranges, Twitch outranges. Kennen is so good if you've got melee champions for the slicing Maelstrom damage that he can output, and Viego getting those resets off all of the above is nice. But it comes down to a battle of, can the engage work, or do the Chiefs just skirt around, hit the Corki poke, hit the Twitch flank, the things that make it impossible for Gravitas to?
Yeah, welcome the engage, or as you say, just outrange in the very first place. What would you like to really see here from the build path of this Yone? Because we did see that Bruiser variation the other day from Yuri, and we said, well, it actually had a fair few merit. It did a lot of damage despite just completely forgetting what his passive entails. So this is another one of those angles, right, where you want to be as tanky as possible, so you really are about, we're going to engage, and I'm not going to be 10% by the time I've gone in.
I mean, I think, frankly, what I would like, first and foremost, is like a Doran's Blade Ignite angle more than I would the Doran's Shield Exhaust.
Been craving Ignite for a while, yeah.
I just think that you wanted, like, into Corki, because you have the ability to cancel his dash. You have opportunities to deal so much free damage in your trades, in your skirmishes, that I would just like to see more emphasis on actually having kill threat. And it's funny, because Arthur mentioned this, and he is right. Teams that play aggressive early game have to be skilled. You have to be skilled to make playing early game comps work, because you need to get the lead and you need to transition that lead into a win while being scaled out of the game. Gravitas are notorious for just going for scaling but losing early game. I would like to see them pick scaling but find ways to win early game, right? And that is one way to do that. One means to that end is Dajung being hyper aggressive with his Yone, being protected by Lenia on Volibear, who has insane gank threat for mid, to cycle around the corners that Tally cannot see coming, and to actually just get on top of him and force summoners, if not kills.
We'll see if Volibear can be the answer to get them something crazy in the early stages of this game, if they can find it with an invade, or if they can find it with a kill in mid. Well, let's load into the Rift then for this third game of the night. It really is David versus Goliath, an undefeated Chiefs taking on the Gravitas, still searching for their very first win. Let's see if the percentages are in their favor. Well, let's check in then with Babbitt from the side of Chiefs. It's always a welcome chance to catch up with you boys. How's your week been, mate?
Hello. The week's been good. Standard week.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. Another super week. I'm sure you're fairly accustomed yourself from your playing days. Well, I suppose coming into this one, given the stakes are really as low as possible for you tonight, how do you really approach this when you are such an overwhelming favorite?
I mean, we just approach it with any other team. It's just the same thing. It's just a regular kind of season game. Play our best draft, like draft as well as we can, and I mean, it should be a pretty easy win. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of look at what we're seeing from the response out of Gravitas today. Obviously, a shake-up in their roster and a few new picks as well. So, is that the best course of action for a lot of these teams, just to draft scaling and pray that it works out, or like some of these other teams have done, throw some crazy pocket picks to try and disrupt the pack?
Yeah, I think the meta right now is, I mean, if you can win the game before the scaling draft like completely scales, obviously that's one way to play. That's how we usually play. But in this draft, you see that we've gone for more like scaling, and I think the scaling's pretty even this game. But yeah, I mean, we've kind of switched it around. We've played early game like the entire split, so this is like our first showing of scaling.
It's exciting to see. Stick with the trend, and hopefully it works out for you. I'm sure it will, no doubt. Babbitt, pleasure as always, mate. Wish you boys the best of luck for tonight and the rest of the week.
Thank you very much.
A couple of really rough trades down in bottom lane here very early on. Gimme. However, level 2 for Thomas Shen and Piglet first netted them some control. Still at risk of dying as mid lane.
Dajon was looking for that Q3 charge, but Lenia goes in with the flash, the claw, and looking for the execute damage afterwards, but Dajon was already gone by that point. It's a little bit awkward.
No, but that is still a very good punish, and the reason why is it's disrespectful as Corki to not have your W second. If you start with Q or E and you go for the other ability at level 2, you're actually always at risk of dying to a gank. Even a level 3 jungle clear can get to you before that level 3 of yourself in mid. And so he gets punished. They'll force the flash out of him. They'll force a chunk of health from him as well, which is presumably every single potion. That is exactly how it should happen. And so I like that a lot from Gravitas.
Fair enough then. 91 to 9%. Looks like the bettors are certainly looking for that underdog story.
So
they
listened to us, didn't they?
They really were saying 3%. Nah, mate, let's triple that
Devils.
one. All about that underdog story. But yeah, obviously a great window of opportunity there for Lenia to try and punish much before those boots come online to realize what his Predator Rune Enchant is all about. Will Arthur look to do something similar? 3 level 6 gank. We're going to see if Toppy's going to continue to press this wave. He's walking on through, inside the shadow, looking for the stun. Tapoon starts it off. Oh no, Arthur's missed it! He's flashed forward and secured it still. That is the first blood. But I panicked for a second.
Yeah, Arthur just straight up misses. The stun was secured by Topoon. I think Arthur was about to time out on his ability and didn't wait for Topoon's stun, just assumed to be able to get it off first. Either way, they'll get the kill that they're after. The tragedy for Topoon here is, I mean, it's a masterclass of wave control and manipulation by Topoon, full stop. But at 3 minutes and 30 seconds in the game, you're expecting to be aware that a jungler who full clears is ready to gank your lane. So I want to say it's predictable. I want to say it's disrespect from Toppy. But at the same time, his wave was set up in a way that didn't have many good choices. He didn't have many good choices at all, and does ultimately go down to the setup from the Chief.
Certainly does. Dajon also trying to set something up here in the mid lane, as Arthur was not going to be cancelling that recall, even if the Soul Unbound came out and a bit of harass went on towards Tally's Corki. Lenia in the area as well, but he's going to do much the same and just go back to the base for that first full reset. I think bot lane's going to be interesting, right? You know, that shake-up for Gravitas now. They're cycling through the different supports. This is traditionally, or conventionally rather, 2 AD carries. Seems to be, from what we heard from Coach Mystic, that they've been having a bit of success in scrims. So let's use that ultimate litmus test, if you will. How do you fare against Raze and Aladoric?
How they have been performing so far? Or this is like their test in general, is what you're really saying?
I think more so of a test in general, right? Like, if this test of the coaching staff to put trust in these players.
I guess it's not a test in the same way that it could be, you know, because like Chiefs aren't the bar, they're the gold standard. And so, like, you don't really give people tests that are impossible unless you're looking to see how they perform when they fail. And the Chiefs bot lane is impossible as far as tests are concerned. You're expecting to just lose. And so it feels weird to say this is a test when in reality we're like, how do they lose gracefully?
I guess the manner in which.
Yeah.
Sure. That's a better way to reframe it.
How do we lose the minimum while still losing is kind of the way you have to look at it. And it is interesting to see how 2 ADCs will combine. It's not the first time we've seen ADs switch role. We've got Lionel, who's been playing down there the entire time anyway. He was an AD carry that has transitioned to being a support main the majority of this split and last.
Obviously Gun Crab as well.
Yeah, Gun Crab. Surprisingly common theme. Though I will say, I feel like in terms of strength of role, might hold this conversation depending on how Arthur plays this. Probably should be okay. Top and 6, actually, they go.
Okay, they're looking for this one, aren't they? Looking to try and land down as much damage as possible. There is the stun. Surely the all-in comes out afterwards. Slicing Maelstrom on his head. Good night, sweet dreams, Toppy.
Toppy, I think, really wanted to get towards that turret because the wave was crashing, but he disrespected. He just got a little bit too close. And you can't afford to make that mistake. A max range cannon Q wasn't dodged. It means they're going to get the follow-up. Dajang comes to have a look, but Arthur's got the smite ready. He's got the damage ready, and they're really just wasting a bit more time here. And all of the time that this Yone is spending out of lane allows Tally to get a free reset off because he has 0 mana and he's been given the opportunity to push that wave in, even to secure the cannon on base. Lenia hovering a wave that is already recalling for no real apparent reason other than not having anything to do. But he also has a full bot side camp to clear to get level 6 for himself.
That's what you'd love to see him do right now, because they do have a ward on the enemy blue buff, right? You know that exactly Tally's going to come back from base, be hunting and searching for that one, trying to link that up with an objective, which is spawning in 20 seconds for that first Herald. They know exactly what's going on now.
People say support's easy, but you tell me it's easy to use emotes after dodging abilities.
True.
Hardest mechanic in the game. I'll say the Chiefs have been pretty vocal, haven't they, with their emotes? Rowdy bunch down there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you reckon that should be one of those loading screen tips and we can just get trumped in trivia again? Did you know you can emote after you dodge a skill shot?
Did you know you can tilt allies and opponents by emoting at the right time? Actually, really good Viego stats. I was honestly looking at these expecting something bad because Viego's win rate is atrocious. But it seems like most of Viego wins actually belong to Arthur. He finds a way to make it work where no one else seems to be able to.
The KDA speaks volumes to me, right? Only 1 death across 3 games is pretty wild. Deathless at the moment, and the man with the kills and the assist. 100% KP and still hunting for more. Daja with a nice Q3, knocking up 2. Slicing Maelstrom onto the rest of the backline. Even if he's exhausted, the job has been done. Tapoon locks him in place, and the Chiefs secure Herald.
I'm genuinely at a loss for words. Dajong hits a really nice Q3, but doesn't ult. Just lets it happen. Tapoon gets into the mix, and yes, while the exhaust was there, it was a too little too late situation. Chiefs found their way in. And Gravitas, who start the objective, forced to disengage, forced to go back. Not going to get anything that they're after, so Chiefs just win more, win harder, and get to scale into this game. By the way, 9 minutes in, 3,000 gold lead with a scaling composition. We'll see how this happens one more time. Tell me Dajong shouldn't just ult Arthur and Tally here. Right there. Tapoon's just going to get in, find an ultimate. I mean, the exhaust comes in on like tick 3 of the ult anyway, so everyone was stunned by the time that went out. Really well played by the Chiefs, can't fault them. However, just expecting more from Gravitas.
Maybe them themselves were confused. How come there was no all-in? Easy passage.
I mean, if you're going to set up for the Herald, you're looking to fight for the Herald, right? Like, if you put numbers in the area, and the Chiefs are able to just walk up to you like that and you're forced to back away, then the question is, why are you doing it? If you've got a 2-0 cannon that has ult that you're terrified of in the area, probably don't do it. Play for bot side, perhaps. Play to push the cannon out first before you look for the objective. There are so many other creative solutions, but just hitting the objective is creating an opportunity for a collapse, and Chiefs collapsed with 0 regard for the life of Gravitas.
The 5th pick cannon once again proving invaluable for that exact point. But tell me that Tally's not living in La La Land right now, that this is his playground with a tier into a Cole, into a winning lane status. With first strike as well, I mean, what more do you want as a Corki?
Is balling out. Tier Cole power spike is just unmatched in League of Legends. Piglet refuses to shield any Yuumi poke. It's starting to irk me.
You know what irked me more was AP Yuumi when that was a thing.
AP Yuumi? Yeah.
Did the most damage, and you're thinking, that's illegal.
The Ludens.
Yeah.
Ludens comes in and just one taps half your health. I'm so glad this exists. Oh no.
Oh no, Dashong.
Oh no.
He's gone looking to try and find where that jungler could be. Realizes, hey, he's actually in the bush I was trying to run away from. Absolutely broken apart. Arthur can't steal his soul, so he can't regen back, but he's going back in with a stun. There's the package, there's the kill. And a cheeky one for Tally to explode into life as we look towards bot lane now. Raise the last stretch of his mana is going to just stealth away. But Gravitas can't find that first kill yet.
It feels like that might have been a fight that Gravitas, or that Chiefs rather, were trying to take down bot lane as well, and they've been weathered really nicely by Gravitas. Omishen and Piglet able to get themselves a free reset off here, but the full turret in mid lane drops. And we said 3,000 gold 9 minutes in, Skimmy. It's only growing. Happy days. Extremely happy days.
It's only going to look good for his stats after this game is said and done. I guess now the question becomes, how big is this gold lead going to be by 15 minutes? Do we need to play by play? It was done. It happened. But can Lenia now salvage something? He's got Chilling Smite.
No flash.
He doesn't have that flash. He can certainly accelerate in, but can Tapoon do a little bit of alcove gaming He's going to try and zap away. There is the stun, rotting towards the river, but he's only going to find a Yone. That's not what he's after. He's toying with him, weaving in those autos. Dajong's going to hunt for it, sidesteps that one, and it's beautifully donated a shutdown.
Yeah, I mean, lucky for Gravitas, Dajong was in the area because that was absolutely a world that Topoon just kited the Volley Bear's life away in its entirety. And back towards bottom, where things are just simmering down, farming a little bit more. Very casually and happily scaling are both people. However, the rest of the map is a nightmare. And if you look at the total gold, once again, Arthur finds a way on this Viego. Battalion Topoon close behind. The top side of the map is just commanding.
Look at Raze though, he's just running into the barrage of bullets coming out of the Zeri. Still game to try and take it on. Arthur's looking to do it all again. Looking for the stun, the flash away this time. He hits the stun, he connects for the kill. He bops, he blocks, he runs away, but his soul has been consumed. A killing spree. And Lenia just gets toyed with. You're not ganking.
Lenia does not have permission to play League of Legends. Tally's on his way bottom.
Yeah. Oh, look at that from Menulog. The flash from Raze to guarantee that final chapter roots. Both of them in place. Tally comes in, and they share the goal between both hyper carries.
Well, geez, they're winning top, they're ganking bottom, they are winning bottom. They find every single possible engage that they're after. Dajong's going to come top, but he's dealing with a Night Harvester cannon. Already completed an unbelievably large top laner to deal with, also level 11 with ult there. Dajong needs to be extremely careful. Topoon actually is dying to just the turret. The trade was equalized from just the outer turret.
Cocked one too many.
Okay.
I'm not going to be surprised though if
Surely
the actually
Dajong
hunts for
just
pentakills.
doesn't. Don't go forwards. He's going to die. He's diving.
He's just dead.
It's a bit sad.
Don't go forward. Famous last words.
Hallie's level 11 with him.
Oh, look at the rockets! Unbelievable amounts of damage there. It's only level 11. 2-level deficit here in the top lane.
Viego's about to come back top also. Reset to be there, however, from the cannon, no teleport, so it is just going to be the objective secured. Mid lane going to be pushed and cleared here by Raze and Alidoric, and now they can just turn invisible and be anywhere on the map, any side lane, nowhere is safe. Gravitas will get themselves an objective bounty 15 minutes in, as well as an outer turret, yes, but the absolute nightmare of the Rift is this submarine cat-rat combo. You really can't put that name together, can you?
Submarine cat rat. I
Like
like
how do
it
you
a
put
lot.
a cat in a rat?
The Ratatouille comp.
Crat.
Crat?
To me. To me.
Just gonna let that one sink in for a second. Let that one simmer.
It's better than...
Let's go to me. Let's go. Roaming around the map like a submarine. Woo! Crazy though. 15 minutes in, we've already got objective bounty. That is just the pure class off the chief.
Hello.
They check out Lenia. 2 junglers walk on in, and Lenia's not wanting any part of it. Tally is just shoving up a top wave. Fate Sealed comes across. There's the answer. Final chapter. Lock him in place. Slingshot back with a soul arm bound, but your soul has been stolen. And Tally's bopping and blocking across the wall and saying hello to you, the Volibear, who really has nowhere to run or hide after trying to snipe it away.
He's legit just trying every mechanic. His Viego that has a Yone and just presses everything, tries to EQ3, and then use his ultimate to cover distance, but it slingshots him back anyway. Bot turret gonna fall. Herald summoned for top as well. The inner is absolutely done for. We're 11,000 gold ahead, 16 minutes in. And those 9% of believers have been very fastly undone here. Chiefs are just too good.
I'll tell you what though.
What?
What do you notice on the scoreboard that has prevented another perfect game? I'm crying in chat.
Is it the singular Topoon death?
It has to be.
Yeah.
So we're not allowed
To be fair,
pentakills.
they also got a Drake and a turret.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more to this game than just the Topoon death, but
Oh, for sure, for sure.
the Topoon absolutely inting.
We can't get pentakills.
Without a doubt,
we can't
indeed.
get perfect games.
No, no.
Not allowed that, right? Too much fun.
If ever there was a game to get a pentakill, by the way, I'm pretty sure it'd be Tally in this one. I don't think it's an Arthur Penta angle. I'm pretty sure Tally does too much damage to justify Arthur getting any single one of those kills.
Yeah, 12 stacks away from the Colt. Even more. Infinite money.
They're actually Alidoric watching Arthur do the Drake. Hops on and just emotes. It's like, good luck.
Here's some adaptive force.
Jumps on Netflix.
Just hit harder. So, Tally holding this top turret completely on his own, 1v3, demonstrating just how far ahead he is. One rocket onto a Lulu, which is 4 levels lower. And yeah, Piglet realizes, I don't want any part of this. Actually, they are running away.
There's a package, I'm pretty sure. The animation's really odd on that skin. It's almost impossible to see it. But he is strong.
Dajong in trouble, going to get connected on by the stun. Trailing projectile is there. Shield bow instantly procced. Arthur now really is on a rampage. Let's just look to try and set up for a little bit more siege. Arthur jumps in. He's claimed the soul of Dajong. Kills out the support with his own teammate.
Lenny is dead as well.
Lenny has died running down to protect their own base. So 3 members lost.
Feels like at this point it really is just Chiefs with too much control and their opponents are stuck with nothing left but being headless chooks. They will just get picked apart piece by piece. Top inhibitor most likely to drop, as is mid. And we've got top moon pushing bottom as well. Why not push 3 lanes at once and just invite a response? Just incite violence from Gravitas and then just collapse and pick them off. This is an absolute stomp. Where?
The point of the game we've reached. We're zooming in on recalls.
If there was ever... They've actually got
The
2
EDG
EDG
skins,
skins.
yeah?
Is it just 2 of them? Because the Viego's got the EDG skin as well.
Bit of Yumi as well, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, what? It's Graves, Aphelios. What's the last one? Is it TF?
I think it's TF. It is you. You heard Korean, Lysandra?
No. I actually haven't listened to many of the voice lines in other languages.
You haven't heard Lysandra in the LCK?
No.
It's not about the voice lines. It's like every time she
the
cues.
delivery?
It's the the grunt noise that
Okay.
Lysandra makes when she
Yes.
cues. Obnoxious. Up there with maybe the worst.
We talking not safe for work?
No, like just like ugh.
Oh, just
But
really
like
annoying.
so loud every
Yeah.
single time.
As annoying as like a Lulu giggle, just on repeat.
Yeah, but like extremely loud.
Okay.
The only other thing that I've seen that compares, I don't know if anyone at home has heard this as well, but in the LPL, on the Chinese client, when Rumble dies, he screams for like 10 seconds because the death animation is being pushed out of and ejected out of his, whatever he's in his mech.
Oh, he's mech. Yeah, sure.
So he gets ejected and like, for some reason on the LPL client, it's just absurdly loud. He just screams for 10 seconds
Travels
as he
through the
flies
sky.
and lands, yeah.
Immersion.
It's
Why not?
Of a sort.
Let's just strap into the game. We've got our VR goggles on. We're watching LCO. I'm part of the broadcast, right?
There's just a Rumble screaming for 10 seconds. That's
You can
immersion.
feel the pain of the KDA when that Rumble has just died. Absolutely, why not? That could be the future of LCO, or just the future of esport viewing. As far as it goes with this viewing party, though, let's see if this one will come to a conclusion at a very early mark here. 21 minutes in, huge gold leads, and a chance now for Chiefs to get Exodia in a triple inhibitor acquisition. But before that, why not to see what a cat on a corky can do as he tries to zone back 5 members of Gravitas,
They're
holding
going.
on. Tapoon jumps in, locks down 2. They're stuck and stunned, and they can't do much. Dajong has received the wild growth, slingshots back, tries to answer. Can he find a kill where they
Chiefs are
can?
losing.
Thomas Shen has actually found a kill, making the bot lane of Gravitas that find themselves too.
It's
And
just
Chiefs
Raze.
have been, well, not wiped, but it really is now the Raze show.
The Chiefs have had some extremely happy gaming there. They've gone extremely far. Toppin goes for a flash ultimate, just gets exhausted and doesn't actually do anything. The team follows up, but would you believe it, a comp that doesn't have engage other than the Kennen gets punished trying to engage here. I mean, it's huge from the get-go. The Yumi follows up, it's nice. They'll get their first reset off the Viego. Alidoric legitimately just gets one hit by the turret because he is tanking from the Yumi last chapter, connecting, and Raze trying to win the game while the rest of his team is just sprinting as fast as they possibly can down mid. We can't flame Topoon anymore for ruining a perfect
No.
kill record. The
No.
whole team jumped in on that one. We've said this last time the Chiefs played and they were like 15k gold ahead at 20 minutes. Raze was using Rift Heralds to break side lanes while the rest of his team was just having fun. These two, Arthur just smited the red away from Raze and Raze just took the big raptor. We've got a genuine battle here between these guys.
I'm Raze, and this is my origin story.
And meanwhile, Tally soloing the Drake. Arthur's just trying to Giga Chat his team. That's what I've noticed. In terms of like relationships between Arthur and the rest of his players, he really asserts himself. But Drake secured basically means Lenia might have a crack here straight away. He knows that someone's not here.
Certainly is going to tee that one up. Tally can come back in with that Unleashed TEP. Arthur is going to be the one that gets jumped upon. Toppy jumps straight into the backline, hits the Gnar against the wall, onto one key target. They've assassinated Raze. He couldn't flash, but he hit Cleanse, but that was just not enough. Dajong has been exhausted. Solon bounds back. Tally comes in with a package. They're not standing on that red carpet, but he hits like a truck, but he can't deliver. He's actually just fallen on down. No, Dajong has been burnt after the fact, so that's the martyrdom. And now Arthur at the
base, Thomas
with a cat on their hat are just like, you've exposed your base. Do we just end the game? A prowling projectile that says you can't go back to the fountain. I'll send you back in the coffin. And Chiefs finally end at 23.
They'll finally get the Nexus to 0 HP. There was a world where another team fight ace happened. Chiefs lose 2 back-to-back, but look, it doesn't happen. And in the end, business as usual from the Chiefs squad. They'll get themselves the win. And Gravitas, never a chance in this game. And to be fair, 9-0 versus 0-9, we didn't expect any other kind of outcome. But geez, that happened quick and casually, didn't it?
It did. I mean, we
just happened.
We certainly went into a little bit of book time, just, you know, casually talking about how the day's gone, you know, a wine in hand and just sipping away and going, yeah, great game.
We were moments away from talking about Tupperware and book reviews.
I felt so much energy come out of you two as soon as there was that internal fight between Raze and Arthur.
Yeah, it was exciting.
That was good.
And
was
also,
invested.
look, and Tapoon as well. Look, he tried to engage. They smelt how close they were to the record yet again, and they were just like, oh, we could end now, and they jumped in, tried, didn't work. You know, props to them. And also had, what, the 15k gold lead, so I don't think they were too worried about any Gravitas getting back into the game today. Very unfortunate early game coming through from a lot of the Gravitas players. You know, there was just so many moments. Toppy not realizing his limits as well against Tapoon. Tapoon knew every single time where he could kill him and added, what, like 3, maybe 4 more solo kills to the tally. Man was just pumping up those numbers today. A lot, you know, Tally just dishing damage from afar, doing his job. Raze as well. The only one who, did he go deathless? He was alive at the end, right?
Raze?
No, he did die at the end.
I did die at the end. Okay, so no one went deathless. Everyone on Chiefs had a little bit too much fun. It was good to see in the player cams, they were all smiling, they were all having a good time. You had to feel bad for the Gravitas players though. Lenia couldn't farm, couldn't play, had to try to, you know, doggy guard his lanes and just didn't make it happen. Well, something else is happening.
I'm glad you said it. I was just like, what's going on in that room? That sounds like fun.
Anyway,
it was extremely loud yells.
Studio life. Lots of people in here today. And Chiefs, lots of kills, lots of wins. Congratulations, first team to 10-0. And I guess, look, congrats to Gravitas being the first team 0-10. Yeah, I just want to give congrats to everyone. I want everyone to have
Hot
a good
fire,
time here.
Mac on the mic.
Yeah.
Bang.
20-something
Round of
minutes.
applause and some fairy claps.
Lots of games.
Fairy bread too.
Lots of games. Lots of towers, lots of dragons. Lots of kills. Lots of bloody damage. Tapoon topping the charts there today.
Yeah, he spent most of the game hitting someone directly in the face. I think he dove more than once on more than one person. I don't actually remember how many solo kills that was, but he was at 9 before today. I think that was at least 2. So untouchable, because the closest was 6.
I feel like,
Yeah.
look, even in the bot lane, you guys mentioned it during the cast, you know, Piglet's doing really well there on support, considering he's having to fill in for the moment. Managed to stop a few attempts from kills from happening from, you know, what I would say is the most dangerous bot lane in the league right now, Aladoric and Raze. So, you know, little victories, some improvements shown individually. Overall, though, I feel like I liked what I saw from Gravitas yesterday more than what I saw today. But, of course, yesterday they weren't playing Chiefs.
I just don't know what I'm seeing from Gravitas, to put it simply. Like, in terms of points of improvement, I'm always like looking and I'm trying to give them something, right? Like,
Yeah.
I always want to throw a bone because they haven't won a game, but they didn't even try anything in this game. They picked scaling again. They just lost. In lanes, they should be fine. They're not fine.
Yeah.
And that's been happening so consistently, and it's becoming harder and harder to find that shining light in the team. Dajung was the hero last split, but he's been very much struggling this split in stark contrast to what we've seen. It's a shaky boat.
It's one of those things, right? Now, someone else that knows internal struggles like the rest of them is Raze, because him and Arthur, of course, had a little bit of fun there towards the end. Raze, quickly tell me, was that red buff yours or is it Arthur's? Who's the king of the jungle?
It's mine, but he likes to just be cheeky sometimes and take it.
It sounds exactly like him. Now, look, today, any real worries? I guess, look, quick congratulations. You got 10-0, still undefeated, still absolutely killing it down in the bot lane. Going forward, though, look, you got another game coming up tomorrow. That one probably going to be harder than today. Were you really worried? It felt like you guys were having a lot of fun there towards the end, just really trying to finish the game as fast as possible.
We weren't that worried going up against like Gravitas, of course, but yeah, tomorrow I still think Pinternet, despite like losing today to Order and just doing pretty poorly, I think they're still like the second best team strongly, and like once Balkan actually starts playing well on stage, like they'll look like the best, like one of the best teams again after us. So definitely looking excited to tomorrow.
That's the thing, right? You guys get to see what he does in scrims. He must just be an absolute monster, because everyone says he's got this factor, but then every time we see him play on stage, he just has a little bit too much fun, might not be in the right position. You know, we keep picking at things like that. Either way, look, I'll let you go. Enjoy the W. Actually, quickly, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Because Arthur tricked us. He said mayo, but then he went on to talk about sunrise. Yeah.
Is there an ice cream mayonnaise flavor?
Yeah.
That's a hard question. Probably just some chocolate flavor. I don't have ice cream that much, but I just love chocolate a lot, so
True.
Any type of chocolate ice cream.
Can't go wrong with Chocky. Anyway, enjoy the W. Talk to you tomorrow again, I guess, if you win.
Maybe. See ya.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
Ooh, so no confirmation on that win yet. You know,
Staying humble.
Need to check the scripts. I think I did write another Chiefs win in there, but I guess we'll see what Pentanet have to say about that. Either way, look, a little bit of insight into Balkan's at least scrim performance. Man's a machine. But we've got to talk about this game. Who deserves an MVP? Who was it raised for trying to hit the turrets rather than trying to go a little bit too turbo there at the 22-minute mark?
Topoon.
I think you just give it to
Topoon. Yeah, hitting
Topoon.
things, fighting, having fun, more solo kills.
Nah, but like he won his lane really hard.
Yeah. All right, well, Dare MVP of game number 3 today is the big man up top, Topoon, taking down Toppy lots of times, 31% of the damage. And every time we've seen him play Kennen, he's been doing well. He's been looking almost as good as he does in that photo.
He does. He's Bing chilling, isn't he? Just leaning back, just having a great old time. Thinking, yeah, just draft me Kennen, Chief. I'll get it done.
Do you think the photographer said, put your hand behind your head, and he just did that? Or he's like, you choose a pose, and this is the pose he chose?
Yeah,
I mean, I could almost promise you, because we had a photographer do this for us, is that the photographer said to do everything.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like, you know, they would give you a direction. Give me your staunch pose. Give me your gamer pose. What are you asking Editor Poon? Give me your holiday pose or your model pose.
Look, that was the show us your guns pose.
Sure.
Look, that was the.
Balkan got one of those when we walked in. He had both biceps up.
He was.
Oh my.
Sure.
Yeah.
While you have a visual, of that, we got a final game to get to. To get there, we've got to go through one more break. After this, though, final game of the day for day 2 on the LCO delivered by Menulog. It is Kanga up against Direwolves. Coming up after this.
Rajong in trouble. Gonna get connected on by the stun. Trailing projectile is there. Shield bow instantly procced. Arthur now really is on a rampage. Let's just look to try and set up for a little bit more siege. Arthur jumps in. He's framed the soul of Dajong. Kills out the support with his own teammate.
Lenny is dead as well.
Hey, look, menu pog.
I expected I might get pentakill today because
Oh. Because why?
Oh,
Arthur?
no.
We need a
Because
reason.
why?
No, please.
Arthur?
No, please.
Because why?
Oh, Arthur, no.
Arthur?